It's high noon. I'm Dan Cummings, and we have news just in regarding the deadliest crash in nearly a decade anywhere in America. 20 people killed in that limousine crash in the Capital Region Saturday. The breaking news is just in from the governor's office. We have just learned that the limousine, a 2001 Ford Expedition, was inspected last month and failed the inspection, meaning it should not have even been on the road. We have also just learned the driver of that limo did not have the appropriate license to be operating that vehicle. The state is now seeking a cease and desist order to stop the company, Prestige Limo, from operating until this investigation is complete. Police in Schoharie County say the limousine blew a stop sign at an intersection and plowed into an SUV before ending up in a ravine. All 18 people inside the limo were killed, along with 2 pedestrians. WWNY television in Watertown reports 2 of the victims are a couple from Watertown, Rob and Mary Dyson. The National Transportation Safety Board investigators are at the crash site, and they say they're going to look at all possible avenues to find out what went so tragically wrong.
We certainly want to look at the design of the roadway. We do know that there have been other crashes at this intersection, so we want to see were there factors in the roadway itself that could have led to the conditions of this crash.
It is such a horrific toll. I would say this is going to be, a watershed event for the limousine industry. There are seat belts in the back. They're required to be, but you're not required to wear them. And I think the loss of life will in part be attributed that individuals were not wearing seat belts. And so the rule may very well change in the near future.
And as investigators work to figure out just how and why the tragic crash happened, family members are trying to come to terms with the enormity of the loss. As ABC's Ariel Reshef reports, 4 of the women killed were sisters.
This morning, the NTSB investigating the country's deadliest transportation accident in nearly a decade. 18 people inside a limo killed when officials say it barreled through an intersection in upstate New York, plowing into a crowded restaurant parking lot, slamming into an empty SUV, striking and killing 2 bystanders before landing in a wooded area. In total, 20 people died.
20 fatalities is just horrific. I've been on the board for 12 years, and this is one of the biggest loss of lives that we've seen.
Barbara Douglas tells ABC News her 4 nieces, Amy, Abigail, Mary, and Allison, were among the passengers riding in a 2001 stretch Ford Excursion, similar to this one posted on the company's website when it crashed.
I had 4 nieces. They're all dead. They were in there.
One of the sisters, Amy, had just gotten married earlier this summer to her husband, Axel Steenberg.
You have showed me what true love is. I dream of us growing old and traveling the world hand by hand. I love you always.
Amy posting this selfie of her with her husband just 3 days before the accident, writing on Facebook, "I just wanted to say, Axel Steenberg, I love you more than words can say." Their uncle says they're the ones who rented the limo to keep the group safe. The 4 sisters, part of a group on the way to a surprise party for the youngest 30th birthday. 26-year-old Amanda Halse and her boyfriend Patrick Cushing were also among the victims. Axel's brother Rich was also in the limo. He leaves behind a 10-year-old daughter and 14-year-old stepson. His wife did not come along because she was not feeling well and stayed home. ABC News has also learned that newlyweds Aaron and Shane McGowan were among the victims. Aaron's aunt telling ABC she was a beautiful, sweet soul. He was too. They had everything going for them.
ABC's Ariel Reshef with that story. We are also learning that one of those killed in the crash worked for the state Senate. Senate Majority Leader John Flanagan released a statement this morning extending his condolences to the family of Patrick Cushing. Flanagan says, quote, "Patrick was an invaluable member of the Senate's Technology Services Unit based in Albany, and he was an extraordinary employee and a wonderful young man who was loved by all. He will be greatly missed by his Senate family." Again, the headline this noon hour, though, just in from Governor Cuomo's office. The driver of that limousine did not have the appropriate driver's license to be operating the vehicle. The limousine had been inspected by the State Department of Motor Vehicles just last month and failed the inspection. It wasn't supposed to be on the road. The state now seeking a cease and desist order to stop the company, Prestige Limo, from operating until the investigation is concluded.